Yes, am I audible? Please let me know in the chat box. Thanks. Okay, fine, guys. Last session I was discussed about last session I was discussed about object and class. I have given you clear idea, right? And I've given the base introduction about the relationship between two objects. Relation between relation. Relation between objects or class. What I have told you, like we have a two relations, right? Either it has a either relation or as a relation. We have given introduction about this one. What is mean by is a relation? Let's suppose if you take vehicle is one class and car is one class. What is the relation between these two? Is like car is a vehicle, right guys? This is the is a relation. Now come to the as a relation. Let's talk about vehicle. Talk about vehicle and engine. These are two different classes. What is the relation between these two? Vehicle has an engine, right guys? Has an engine, right guys? So these are the very important relation, guys. Most of the application low level design, we have to use these two relations, either is a relation or as a relation. Okay, let's go in depth this on this. Okay, how we are going to be achieve the is a relation? So for that one, let's suppose we are going to be use inheritance for this. By using the inheritance, we are going to be achieve the is a relation. What is mean by inheritance? I will give you the simple idea. Let's suppose if you have a parent and child is there. Usually parent has different properties, money, lands, etc. Right guys? Parent has different things like properties, money, lands, etc. What about the child? All the properties and all the money, lands, everything from the parent automatically inherited to child, right guys? So child also automatically get this all, right guys? All the properties will get, like if he has a money and lands, etc. Everything is going to be get. So what is the process, like how child is going to be get the all the parent related properties and behaviors? Through the inheritance, right guys? Through the inheritance. What does it mean by exactly inheritance? Means like accessing the properties from its parent class. Simply we can say like accessing or getting the properties from the parent class. We simply called as a inheritance. Right guys? Let's suppose I will give you the more idea about the inheritance. Let's suppose I am talking about like vehicle and car is two different classes. Wait a second, guys. Okay. Let's suppose like take it as a vehicle and car. So what are the properties of the vehicle? Let's suppose class vehicle. It has some properties. Let's suppose int number of wheels. Let's suppose int like a number of people allowed and int max speed allowed, max speed. Okay, vehicle has a, let's say vehicle has these three properties like a number of wheels and number of people allowed and maximum speed. These three properties there. Let's talk about car now. Let's talk about car now. Car has also usually get all the properties, right? Usually car has also same, has the same properties like I can say max speed and number of people allowed and number of wheels. Number of wheels. Now try to talk about other class like class bus. Class bus. See, bus also is a vehicle. It is also get the same. It is also has the same properties, right, guys? Usually like number of wheels and number of people allowed and maximum speed. Let's suppose take another example like let's suppose take the class bike. It is also has the same properties, number of wheels, number of wheels, number of people allowed, and maximum speed. Right, guys? Now tell me here if you clearly see here the vehicle and here car and bus and bike. These are all have like a share have these all four classes have a same properties, right? Now, why we need to write all the properties in different classes? Simply we can because these all are like same properties, right? So instead of the writing all the properties in the in different classes, instead of we can take one class called as a, like a parent class. So other classes we can access those properties from the parent class. This is the better approach, right? Instead of the writing all the properties in different classes, instead of we can simply do like we can write into the one class. In that class, we are going to be write all the properties which are going to be shared by the all the classes, all other classes. So how we are going to be achieve that one? We are going to be achieve that one by using the inheritance. Right, guys? That's what I told you. Like inheritance means like accessing the parent properties to the child properties from, or otherwise we can say using the same properties between the different classes, right, guys? So how we are going to be achieve that one? By using inheritance, we are going to be achieve this one. Inheritance. Okay, now we have a here. Let's suppose we have a vehicle. Vehicle class is there. It has a number of properties is there. So now we are using the same properties in all the classes, right? Let's suppose we have a car is one class. I want to access these properties in the car. How we are going to be achieve? We have a easy relation, right, guys? Because car is a vehicle. So we are going to be used by using the inheritance property. We are going to be do that one. How we are going to be do actually programmatically? Here, what we have to do? We have to extend that parent class. Here, the parent class is vehicle, right, guys? We are going to be do that one vehicle. So now what is going to be happen, guys? The what are the properties inside the vehicle class? All the properties will be available in the car. Let's suppose here we have a properties of number of wheels, number of people allowed, and maximum speed limit. Max speed limit. We have these three properties, right guys? So here the car, actually car is a vehicle, right? We are extending the vehicle here to the car. So what is going to be happen? The properties which are in the vehicle automatically will be available in the car. All the properties will be available here. I hope you clear, right guys? Please let me know if you have any doubt on the inheritance. Guys, please let me know, guys. Yes. Okay. Now, if you want to access the same properties in the bus, what we have to do? We have to do same thing like class bus extends vehicle. What is going to be happen, guys? The properties is available in the vehicle, automatically available for the bus. The same way, if you want to access the all the properties, what we have to the bike, what we have to do? For the class bike extends vehicle. What is going to be happen now? Bike will get all the properties of the vehicle. Let's check how it is going to happen. Let's check in the Eclipse, guys. Let's suppose okay. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm taking the one class as a parent. That class is a vehicle. I'm calling as a vehicle. Vehicle. Let's see, guys. Vehicle we have. So what is the properties vehicle have? Let's suppose int number of wheels. Number of wheels. The same way int number of people allowed. And int maximum speed limit. Okay, we have written the three properties in the vehicle. Now I need the properties in the car class, the car and bike and bus. I need this in the bus. So I'm going to be taking here one main class, or I can say test class. I'm going to be check these properties is available or not here. How we are going to be check, guys? We are going to be check by using the creating the object of the particular class, and we are going to be check when we click on the that object dot, we will get the that properties, right guys? We are going to be check whether those properties is available or not. We are going to be check here. Okay, I'm going to be create one object for the car now. Car equal to new car. Guys, am I audible? There is a small technical glitch. Guys, am I audible? It's loading. It is showing the loading. Okay, guys, you can see my screen right now. Okay, I'm creating the object for the bus here. New bus. Okay. And same way, I'm going to be create an object for the bike. Bike equal to new bike. New bike. Okay. So I want to check the properties from the vehicle is available or not for the other things, right? Car. I'm going to be check now. I'm going to be for that one. I'm going to be creating the object for the vehicle here. New vehicle. New vehicle. Okay. I'm going to be check the properties here. Let's check how we are going to be check like vehicle object v dot. You can check here the properties like a max speed limit, number of people allowed, number of vehicles. The properties is available. That is we are going to be checking here. But the same thing now I'm going to be check the properties for the other like a car, bus, and bike. The object I'm taking car object car dot. Guys, you can check the properties are here available. No, it's not available. Why it is not available? We know it has a relation, but we are not programmatically implement that relation, right, guys? So that's why those properties are not visible here. Car dot here you can see those vehicle properties not available. So we need to achieve programmatically give the some relation. How we are going to be do that one? So for that one we have to extend to the vehicle. The same way for bus also we have to extends vehicle. And same way we are going to be do for the car as well. Vehicle. Okay. Now we have created the objects. Now what we have done? We have given the actually is a relation by using the inheritance like extents of the vehicle. Here you can see the what is the parent class here? Here parent class is the vehicle and child class is the car. So what is going to be happen? The properties which are available in the vehicle, those properties and the behaviors is automatically available for the car. That means parent properties and behaviors will be available for the car here. I mean child. The same way other classes also. Now comes to this test. I am going to be check here the properties I'm going to be check car dot. Guys, you can see the properties of the max speed limit, number of people allowed, number of wheels. We will get the all the properties here. Right, guys? How we get these properties? Now come to here in car. Guys, have you seen any properties I have written here? I didn't written any properties in the car. But how I got the all the properties of the vehicle I got here? Because of we are extending the vehicle to the child bike or bus or car. I hope you very clear, right, guys? The all the properties when we give the extents, what is going to be happen? The all the properties from the parent to child automatically it will be available. Guys, clear, right? Guys, please let me know. Have you understood or not? Yeah, fine. Okay. Now let's see. I'm trying to print it out the properties. Like I'm trying to print it out the number of people allowed here. Number of people allowed. Let's check what is going to be happen. Car. This one is bus and this one is bike. This one is a bike. Okay. Let's check what is going to be happen. Guys, you can see all the values are zero here. Right, guys? All the values is zero. But actually, check like if you think about the bike, how many people maximum we can allow? Two people. Let's suppose car, we can max allow like a five people. And if you take bus, maximum allowed like let's say 30 people. So how we are going to be achieve those all the things? Guys, you can check here the vehicle properties are available for properties are same for all like a car bus bike the properties are all same but actual values are different. You have to understand here one thing, properties all all are same but the values of those properties will be different. I hope you understand. Let's suppose I will tell you the simple example. Let's suppose you are joining a company as an employee, right guys? What are the properties will be employees? Let's suppose employee is a property of a salary, right guys? Now think about the property, the salary will be available for your manager also, right guys? Let's now tell me the salary of the employee and the manager. It will be different. Manager will be high, the employee will be a little bit lesser, right guys? So in that way, you have to understand properties may be same, but its values will be different. So that's what how we are going to be achieve that one. We have to initialize the that properties. We have to give some values and we have to initialize those values. We are going to be do that one. Now how we are going to be do that one? Let's suppose car comes to the car. Here I don't have any values, but how I am going to be achieve that one? How I am going to be assign those values? Let's check what I'm going to be do here. I already told you in the last session, we need to use a constructor to initialize the objects. Right, guys? Initialize the object. I am using the constructor to initialize the objects. I need the three things. What I need here. Let's suppose I need number of wheels here in number of wheels and what other I need int number of people allowed and int max speed limit. Guys, what I'm doing here, I have creating the one constructed with the parameters here. What are the parameters here? Like arguments, number of wheels, number of people. I'm giving the, you can give any name, it's okay, fine. You can give any name, but what I need to do here, I need to initialize the properties of the car. But what are the properties car have? Car have some properties, those are available from the vehicle. So I'm going to be achieve those, I'm going to be initialize here. How I'm going to be do this one? I'm going to be use one keyword as a this. I've already told you like this is for to get the properties of the that current class. As of now, what are the properties? Initially, if we didn't extend that time, we don't have a like now only we have a car. We are not extended to any class. Now we don't have any properties here. But when we extend the any parent class, we are going to be get the properties from the vehicle, that parent. Now tell me what are the properties car have? Car have number of wheels. These three properties we will get. How we are going to be get? You can clearly see. I am doing this dot. When I click on the dot, what is going to be happen? I will get the all the properties here. You can see number of people allowed, number of wheels, and maximum speed limit. Right, guys? Number of wheels, number of wheels, number of people allowed here. Is also okay. The same way, if you want to do same operation, like if you want to do like initialize to the bike, or if you want to initialize to the car, what we have to do? We have to do same thing. We have to create a constructor and we have to do this one. Right, guys? I will show you how we are going to be do this here. Yes, I'm just creating the constructor here. The constructor name like same as supposed to be same as a that class name. So here bike and here bike. Now comes to bus. Here also same thing. Okay, guys, you can clearly see. Actually, I don't have any properties like a properties that specific to that particular class. Here bike doesn't have any properties, but the properties how I got here, number of wheels, number of people allowed, and maximum speed limit, those properties I got from the vehicle. Right, guys? Now I need to specify those properties here. Let's suppose how I'm going to be do check here. I'm going to be I'm creating the object by using the constructor. Here you can see car, here number of wheels and number of people allowed and maximum speed. I'm giving here for car number of, what is this one? Number of wheels is 4, and here number of people allowed, let's suppose 5, and maximum speed limit I am here writing as a 120. 120. The same way here for bike bus I'm creating the object here. Bus. Okay. Here also what we have to give? We have to give same thing. Like bus types, let's suppose bus types as a, let's suppose I'm taking as a 6 here. And number of people allowed, I'm giving as a 30, and maximum speed limit here 80. Okay. I'm creating the object for the bike here. Okay. I'm giving here maximum tires, maximum number of wheels is 2, and people allowed, maximum people is 20, and I can say speed limit is 150. Right, guys? Now check what is going to be happening. Guys, you can see the values we got here. The number of people allowed for the car is 5. Number of people allowed for the bus is 30, and number of people allowed for the bike is 2. Guys, understand here? Guys, you can clearly see I have taken here vehicle here. Right, vehicle has a properties, but here bike, bus and car, these all the classes is sharing the same properties. So that's why those properties are not initialized here. I have I have written those properties in the separate class as a vehicle. I'm accessing those properties, like I'm treating this vehicle as a parent class. The other child classes like a bike, car and bus, I'm just like accessing the properties by using the inheritance. Right, guys? Guys, understand this one? Please let me know in the chat box, guys. Guys, please let me know. This is very, very important thing, guys. Like, if we are going to be do any low-level design problems or application development, mostly we have to do this one. Right, guys? Let's suppose I will give you the simple idea. Let's suppose um, there is a like parking lot application low level design problem is there, right? How we are going to be do that one? Let's suppose if you take for the bus like a 4-wheeler, 6-wheeler or 2-wheeler, so how we are going to be do that one? You have to use the vehicle like the same inheritance property there, because there the number of types will be same property will be accessed for the all of other things like a car, bike and truck. Right, guys? The based on the wheels only we are going to be charged, right? So for that purpose we are going to be use this inheritance. Not only here in the real like application development in anywhere, we mostly we are going to be use this one only. I hope you very clear, right, guys? Nothing but where you are going to be use is a relation, like anything like bike is a vehicle, car is a vehicle, and bus is a vehicle. When you see the property like a is we have to use inheritance. I hope you very clear, guys. Okay, okay. Now we have a other relation as well. Now we are going to be check for that relation, how we are going to be achieve other relations. As of now, we understand inheritance like is a relation. Now, let's talk about other relation. Let's suppose we take a one class as a vehicle. Vehicle. and we have taken a engine. Guys, now tell me what is the relation between those two vehicle and engine? What is the relation between these two? Vehicle has an engine, right guys? Vehicle has an engine, has an engine. Let's suppose I will give you the another simple example. Let's suppose take a like a movie booking. You're trying to implement a movie booking app. Movie booking app. Let's take about one theater. Let's suppose take a one theater. Theater. Theater as a number of shows, right guys? Every show, like a shows maybe show as like I can say the movies, right guys? What are the things here? Like you can see, theater is a one class, show is a one class, and movies as like shows as different movies, right guys? This is the thing. So we are going to be like how we are going to be achieve this as a relation. This is very important thing, guys. Like the actually has a relationship is mostly used for like showing the relationship, right guys? As a relation, it's like a very strong relation, very strong relation. I will give you the more examples so you will understand better. Let's suppose, uh, let's suppose come to the train ticket app. Let's suppose I'm talking of the train ticket application, like train ticket application. Tell me if you have a ticket, if you have a ticket and there is a user, what is the relation between these two guys? Like how we are going to be show the relation? Like every ticket, yes, user information, right guys? User information, and let's suppose every ticket has a some other relation, other as a some other details. What are the other details? Let's suppose ticket as a like a birth details, birth details. So here we have a three classes. What are the classes? Ticket and user and birth details. This is the one class, birth. These are all the different classes. We are going to be we are going to be achieve the relation here as a relation. Guys, as a relation, nothing but a, like a dependency. If you are talking about any dependent things, we are going to be use as a relation. As a relation. Guys, what does it mean exactly as a relation means? Like one object, one object is using another object, using another object. Let's suppose like a vehicle is there and engine is there. I told you like a vehicle as an engine, right? Vehicle as an engine. It is a relation. Now we are going to be like showing this relation. Let's suppose this is the class vehicle. Vehicle has an engine. That means the engine is one of the properties of the vehicle. This engine is one of the properties of the vehicle. Alright, guys. So here, what is going to be happen? Engine. This engine. Alright, guys. Let's suppose it has some other properties as well. Let's suppose vehicle has some other properties. Let's suppose int number of wheels is this one property. Let's suppose int maximum speed limit. This is one property. So same as engine as a one property, thus it is part of like a vehicle. I hope you very clear. Here, if you check number of wheels is the int type. Here the maximum speed limit also int type, but here engine is engine type. Engine is engine type. Engine type. It is nothing but a another like another object. This is engine is an object that is part of the vehicle as a one property. I hope you very clear, guys. Guys, please let me know. Have you understand or not this as a relation? Yes. So how we know the like if you're going to be trying to implement an application, what you have to check if they have given you any simply any technical thing, technical requirement, you have to find it out like what is the relation between the two things. So then only we have to use is a relation or as a relation. Let's suppose you're booking a one train application. So in the technical requirement, the train ticket supposed to be have the user information, supposed to have the berth information. So you have a different classes like ticket class and engine class, sorry, ticket class and user class and berth class. So how we are going to achieve that one? Let's suppose here we have a ticket, we have a berth, and we have a user. We have a user. So what is the how we are going to be do? Let's suppose here I'm giving the one simple example here. Class user. What is the properties user have? Let's suppose user as a name, string name, and I can say double S. These are the properties of the user. These are the properties of the user. Let's suppose the birth. What is the birth properties, guys? Class birth. What is the properties of the birth? Let's suppose uh, seat number, right, guys? Int number, like birth number or something, int number. And what are the other things it has? Let's suppose string, I can say the bogie name or bogie number, bogie number. And what are the other things it has? Like upper, lower, like that we have, right? What I can say? String, a place, like string place. Like I can say this place is like either upper bed or lower bed or middle bed or side lower and side upper. Right, guys? We have normally in a train we have these things. So these are the properties of the bed. What are the user properties here? User properties is the name and age. Now tell me, what are the properties of the ticket? Guys, what are the properties in the technical requirement? You will find it out. This ticket must have supposed to be have birth and user information. That means here we need that means like the birth and user are part of the like our properties of the ticket. How we are going to be add those in the ticket class? Let's suppose birth, here you have to give as a birth, here user, and how we are going to be give here user and user. Guys, understand this one? This is where we are going to be achieve the relation between any classes, any number of classes. I hope you very clear, guys. Guys, please let me know. Have you understand or not this one? Guys, please let me know. Fine. Okay, fine. Hmm. Guys, understood, right? Guys, we have learned two things here. What we have learned here, the properties, the relation between the class, relation between classes. or objects. The property, what we have learned when we talk about is a relation like inheritance, what we have done, the common properties are we are share common properties. If there is any common property between classes, instead of the writing the common properties in a that particular class, what we have done, we have taken the common properties out and we are writing in a, we have added those properties in a separate class. We are calling that separate class as a parent class, and we are going to be like extend that parent class to the child, so that common properties will be available for the all the child classes. That is the is a relationship, right guys? Now what is mean by as a relation? As a relation, what is mean by as a relationship? The dependency, you are going to be check the dependency. If there is any dependency, we are going to be do here. You can see ticket as depend on birth and user. Right guys? Birth and user, there is a dependency. Like our technical requirement, like you have to give the, you have to print the ticket with the birth and user details. So that's what, like a ticket is depend on the birth and user. If so, that's what, like when we need a any like of dependency, we have to treat those dependent things as a properties of that class. Here, here you can clearly see birth and user, both are dependent, right? A ticket has depend on the birth and user. So that's why here in the ticket class, we are treating birth and user as a properties. Right, guys? Guys, these are very, very important. So you have to understand here. Like when you think about the either relationship, what you have to think? We have to think about the common properties. If there is any common properties, we are going to be do the either relationship by using the inheritance. How we are going to be do the? We are going to be use extends. We are going to be written all the common properties in the separate class, and we are going to be extend that class into the that parent class into the different child classes. And other if there is any dependency, we have to think about as a relation. As a relation, nothing but a one object depend on the another object. How we are going to be do that one? We are going to be treat those dependent things as like a, here you can see ticket as a class that is depend on the birth and user. So in the ticket class, we have taken as a properties of the birth and user. Right, guys? So what exactly does it mean, guys? If a ticket simply understand one thing, here is a ticket is depend on the birth and user. That means birth properties and the user properties also part of the ticket. You have see, I have written here birth. So what does it mean by these are properties of the all the birth, like int number and string bogey number and string place. These are all properties of the part of the ticket. Here you can see user. User is a property, right? What is the common user class properties here? String and double S. These are properties, user properties. So those properties are also part of the ticket. Here those will be comes here. Guys, why we need to use this is a relation as a relation? One common thing is here common. What is that one? That is reusability. Reusability. Guys, you can clearly see when there is a common properties, if you write those properties in all the classes, what is going to be happen, guys? There is a lot of duplicate code, right, guys? Simply we can reuse it. How we are going to be reuse it? Like we are taking a separate class, we are going to be reuse it first thing. And or otherwise, if you have the dependency, how we are going to be achieve that one using the as a relation. Right, guys? Clearly understand one thing. If you take a ticket here, the birth property is supposed to be available, supposed to be needed here. If you write all this here, what is going to be happen, guys? There is a some like what is the need of actually write all the classes here, all the properties here? If you separately take it out as a class birth, all the properties we can write some separate class, so that will give the like a reusability. Like if you want to some other place, if you want to the birth, let's suppose simply I am taking about another class as a, let's suppose Here class class I'm taking about the train. This is the one class. Let's suppose I'm taking the class train. Let's suppose here train means what does it contain? Train contain the number of bogies, right? Number of like a bogies. Let's suppose this is also bogies consists of number of berth, right? So here this bogie need this berth, and here also ticket also need the berth. So instead of the write these things, we can simply call take it out. So we can reuse this berth class in a different two different places, right, guys? So this is what called as a reusability, right, guys? Guys, understand this one? Guys, please let me know. Have you understand this one? Fine. Now tell me, there is some more things we supposed to know about inheritance. Inheritance. Let's suppose here we have a one class, class A. Class A's properties, some it has a properties one and behaviors one. Right, guys? Now come to here, class B. Class B extends class A. Okay, guys? Sorry, here, just here, extends A. Let's suppose B has some properties, property 2 and behaviors 2. It has some properties. So now tell me, what are the total properties of the B? The total properties of B will be properties 1, properties 2, and behavior 1 and behavior 2. Right, guys? Because what are the properties of class A? What are the properties of the class A also will be the will be part of the class B. All the properties from the parent class also be available for the child class. So that's why here property and property 2, property 1 and behavior 1 also be available to the class B. Right, guys? Now I will tell you the another thing. Let's suppose class C, class C extends class B. It has some properties as a like properties 3 and behavior 3. Behavior 3. Now tell me what are the properties will be part of C? Guys, you have to understand here. What are the properties will be available B? Those all properties will be available for the C. Now, class C will have properties and behaviors of like class B. What are the class B total behaviors here? You can see properties and classes, properties and behavior. Properties 1 and behavior 1. What are the, these are part of the class A. Class A is the parent here. Here we are extending that parent to the child B. So that's why here property 1 and behavior 1 will be available for the class B. So that's why here property 1 and behavior 1 will be available. And property 2 and behavior its own classes. So automatically it will be available. Property 2 and behavior 2 its own properties, its own things, so automatically available. But here we are extending this B to the C, so all the properties of the B will be available for the C. So now tell me, B properties will be, these are all property 1 and property 2, behavior and behavior 2. Those also will be available for the C and its own properties and a behavior. Property 3 and behavior 3. These will be available inside the C. Guys, clear this one? Guys, clear this one? Please let me know, guys. Guys, you have to understand one thing here. Like, when you extend any parent class, those properties, those all properties, either visible properties or invisible properties. Here you can see in the class B, What are the visible properties here? Property 2 and behavior 2 is visible properties, but invisible properties are here property 1 and behavior 1. These are invisible. So those will be part of the class B. So you have to understand how, if you anybody ask you like what are the all the properties, then you have to tell which properties are visible and which are not visible also you have to tell. Why guys? Those are by default, like a parent properties are by default visible. Sorry, by default will be available. Uh, right guys? Clear? Okay guys. I will show you like in Eclipse how you are going to be do that one. I will show you here. Suppose here. Simply here I am creating one class as a like this ticket. Ticket. I am simply creating ticket. I am creating another class as a user. I am creating another class as a bet. Okay. So now I'm guys, you have to understand one thing like ticket as depend on the birth and user. So what we have to do here, first we have to implement like first we have to write it down the that dependent things like here ticket has depend on the birth and user, right? So we have to write it down the properties of the user and birth first. So I'm coming to the user here. What is the properties of the user here? String name, let's suppose, and double is here, right guys? These are the properties of the user here. Now come to the birth. What are the properties of the birth guys? Here let's suppose int seat number, right guys? Int seat number, or I can say birth number here, birth number, right? What are the other things here? I can say string type, what type, or like middle or something we can say middle birth, middle, lower, like that. And what are the other thing guys here? Let's take these things, and I can say string bogey number, right? This is fine. Now come, I'm coming to the ticket. Ticket has some properties. Let's suppose it has a some info about like booking time. Let's suppose booking time, booking time. Let's suppose other properties like a string source and string destination, destination. And what are the other properties it has? Like you can see these are the free defined like and free defined properties like a these things string, and user defined properties are like a ticket, like sorry, like user user, right guys? Like otherwise bet, other thing is bet. These are the user defined. Right guys, I am giving just introduction. Actually, while we are going, how we are going to be actually implement these things, I will make you understand very clear while I'm doing the actual application development. G- Guys, you understood, right? As a relation, yes, you can see, you can clearly see user is one class and birth is one class, that is part of the ticket. The ticket is depend on the user and birth, so that's why I have implemented first user and birth. After only I came for the ticket. You also have to follow this like which you supposed to know which one you supposed to implement first. Like that you supposed to know. right guys? If you want to implement behaviors of the ticket, you supposed to first do for the user and bet, then only you have to come for the ticket, then only it will be very easier, or otherwise you will be getting stuck in somewhere. Okay guys, fine. I hope you very clear, right guys? Yes, please let me know if you understand or not, like how I have create this relation between the different classes, right? Now let's go to the other one as other WOOP fundamental. Other WOOP fundamental. Actually, WOOP has some properties, right? Those are I have done for the class. We have done object. We have done now inheritance. We have done. Now we have to talk about polymorphism. This is very very important, guys. Very very important. You have to understand this one. Okay, what is mean by polymorphism? Simple meaning of the poly means different. Different. Morphism means forms, different forms. That means polymorphism means different forms. It's maybe looks like a same, but actually it is going to be acts as a different. Let's suppose I'm going to be tell you one simple example. Let's suppose there is a person is there. There is a person is there. Okay, if this person may be part of the bank, if the same person if is part of the bank, how bank treats this person? This person treats as a customer, right guys? Let's suppose this person is a part of any company. Let's suppose any company. How this person is going to be treated by the company? As an employee. As an employee. Right guys? If the person has a family, let's suppose, how his wife is going to be treat the person? It is going to be treated as a husband. Right guys? If this person has a children, if person has a children, how this person is going to be treated? Treated as a father. Right guys? Here the person is same, but that depend on the position, like depend on that particular scenario, it is going to be behavior as a different things. Like you can see the bank treat him as a customer, his own company is treated as an employee, and his wife is treated as a husband, and his children is treated as a father. Right guys? This is what polymorphism is. Like the polymorphism is nothing but a same thing but acts as a different things. Okay guys, that's depend on the like a the situation. Here if you go to bank, he is going to be treated as a customer, in his company treated as an employee, and his wife is treated as an husband, and children treated as a father. Right guys? Understood? This is the actual example of the polymorphism. Polymorphism is nothing but a different forms, the same thing but looks like as a different ways. In a different times it looks like a different way. That is what polymorphism. Guys, understand this one? Guys, understand this one? Fine. Okay. Now I will give you the like simple types of the polymorphism. We have a two type of polymorphism. Those are I can say when talk about the methods, we have a two type of polymorphism, guys. Two types. I can say first one is a method overloading, and second one is method overriding. Guys, these are very very important things, guys. Try to understand this one. When we talk about a method overloading, those will be part of the same class. Same class. But when we talk about the overriding, it may